We have my very beautiful friend today to interview, and it's for me. It's such a gift that she's here. And so we are gonna start with the first question, and I'm sure my friend is very much prepared for the questions.
A
The
little
fir-
bit. No?
All right. The first question is, who are you?
Okay. Yeah, actually, that was a little bit of tough question. I have tried to answer that question before, but this time I think I had like a little bit more clarity. So I tried to make like the most important like characteristics that I can define, or like I can use to describe me as a person, and also like my personality and what I am, like what I really am. I think like the first thing that I should say is like I'm a traveler. Yeah, actually, since I was a baby, like I have been moving around. I have been like nomading kind of thing. I think that's the first thing I am. Like I'm a traveler. I like to go places. I like to see different things, meet different people with different backgrounds. This is like the first thing. I'm just like a traveler. I also said that I consider myself like a rebel, because sometimes you need to go against like some kind of pre-established ideas, or I don't know, dogmas or things that you learn like since you're like very little, like how the things should be done. And I guess since I was very little, I'm always like challenging those ideas or those dogmas. So I also think that I'm a rebel. And also because I try to, I don't know, to create like change. I was thinking maybe I like cows a little bit, and it's not because I have like particular fixation to make like a mess. I'm messy, but it's just like the way it's supposed to be, I guess. But yeah, I think I am always like challenging things, and I like to do the things like not the way I want, but try different things all the time and try to see different angles from different things. I also consider myself as a student and a learner, both things. Like I need to teach and learn at the same time, like constantly. I like to read about new topics, and maybe I don't have like the focus to just focus on one thing, but I am very, very curious, and I always want to both teach and learn like simultaneously. What else? What did I say here? Yeah, I also like intense emotions. Whenever I feel like, it doesn't matter if it is love or friendship or sadness or happiness or whatever the feeling it is, I always like live those feelings or those emotions very deeply. I think I'm also like very deep. I also think that it's important to mention that I am bipolar. That sometimes I even think that it's like I'm a multipolar. It's like not even like bipolar. It's like I'm multipolar. Sometimes I just change my mind. I can make a decision and then immediately change it, and so on. So that's basically, I think, who I am. I want to kind of mess things around a little bit just to generate change for good, hopefully.
I like that word, multipolar.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still struggling with the diagnosis, so let's see. But
yeah. Can be a new
because
diagnosis. I can also be that way.
yeah, but well, sometimes it
Yeah.
gets a little bit out of control, but like I'm very, I don't know, blessed, because
Yep.
I have always like support people around me, like
Yep.
friends, family, coworkers. So I don't know, I feel very blessed as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
And now, ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Now, the next question is, what's your earliest memory about death and dying?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the first one that I remember, when I was very little, I used to have like a chick, like a little chick. And I remember it died because we were feeding him with like hot chocolate. and he got burned, so it died, and it was like very strange. I was very little, I think maybe like 4 or 6 or something like this, but I remember like the feeling about like losing the like the pet that I was taking care of. And
You froze. I think,
family. Oh, okay.
yeah, I think I lost you there for a minute. A hot.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure how long I lost you, but if you wanna, if you wanna,
sure, sure, sure.
you
I
wanna,
can recap. Yeah,
yeah.
I was talking about my family that I used to kind of farmers and so we used to like actually feed animals to eat them later, such as
Mm,
goats and chickens and so. And I remember I started like wondering like why the goat has to die to feed me, why the chicken
yeah,
has to die, like this like excessive compassion. So I remember I was also very little when I started like struggling with these ideas. Well, not struggling, just like questioning, right?
yeah,
So I remember I was also very little. I even stopped like eating some meat for a while, and it was
yeah.
always like a battle because I didn't want to eat the goat that I was just petting like not so long ago. So it was just like this also situation, right? When you have to
Mm,
face death, but in a different way. Like the first one was like an accident, of course, because I was too little or whatever, but it was an accident. And the second one, it was like, yeah, why? Why do we have to eat this poor animal? And I remember that thought as well. And the next thought that I remember is when I started struggling with my own existence, right? I was also very little. And I remember I was probably fighting with my mom. I don't remember exactly the context, but I wanted to go away. I wanted to escape. I want to go and die and something. It was very, very dark. I remember I even left like a letter that my mom found because my plan was to go to the darkest place, the one that I was more scared about. That was like the parking lot of the apartment complex where I used to live. So I said like, okay, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna leave this world. Bye, everybody. Because I was also too little to understand that it's not enough to go to the darkest place. So I remember those three like as the first encounters with the idea of okay,
yeah.
this is just like material things. We're gonna die. Other people, animals, whatever, they're gonna die as well. And those are the first thing that I remember.
So how did it influence your life and your future and your general
Mm,
outlook of life?
I think like having those thoughts at a very early age. I think that maybe like it took time. It is not like immediately because of course after that I keep struggling with existence a little bit, or not struggling. I keep using that word, but it's like just thinking about like existence and questioning and wondering why, like why are we here, why, what's the meaning, what's the point, and this kind of thing. So I think starting from those questions, I don't know, I think I just uh keep questioning, right? Like it's just like, but of course those little things that happen, they made me like overcome those feelings of attachment like very easily, because then you learn that it's just the way it is, right? Like it's nothing to do. Of course, for example, with the goats and things, I go back to eating animals, and I can eat chicken now, and it's not like a big deal. And I don't be like, I'm not very compassionate about this, because sometimes I think about these vegans and these people that are vegetarians, and maybe they are like in this war, like trying to fight for the rights of the animals and so on. I think, okay, it's fine if they want to do it, and if you feel comfortable doing that, it's fine. But I think that is not for me. Like, also, I know, I don't think so. Like, I think it's just the way it is. It's like the circle of life. We have to eat, we need the proteins and so. Because later, like actually not that long ago, I remember that I encountered the next thought that is like what I want to do when I die, right?
Mm.
And if it was up to me, like I wish that I would be eaten, like and
Yes.
cook, probably. Like this is something that I really wish. Like if somebody asked me, like I don't want to be buried, or I don't want to be cremated, or
Mm.
uh I don't know, I just want to be eaten. I think it's the most
Yummy.
useful thing. Yeah, and it's yummy, and I like food as well. And I think it's like I'm food, you know, I am full
Yeah.
of proteins, and maybe they can get something good out of me.
Yeah.
Maybe not, I don't know, because we don't eat humans so far,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
That's actually a very it's like, well, I have so many things to say, but this is your interview. So I'm gonna ask you the next question. Do you
Okay.
do you think about the afterlife? Or do you believe in the afterlife?
Somehow, I don't know, somehow I remember that, well, I was raised, I'm born, like, I was raised as Catholic, right? I even went to a non-school and everything, so I was raised with the idea of heaven, on like
Yes.
hell, and this idea. But later in life, I actually start challenging those concepts because it's something that is not appealing for me. I don't, even if this exists, because we cannot talk about the things that we don't know, right? So it's just ideas. But I don't think that there is like an afterlife as they propose it. Like this is like
Mm.
heaven and hell, and we're gonna be judged. If we're gonna be good or bad, we're gonna decide if we're gonna go to hell or heaven. And then we're gonna meet our families and loved ones forever and eternity. That word is like, no, how can something be eternal? That seems like so boring. And yeah, so later in life I kind of changed a little bit. So I don't believe in an afterlife. Like somehow I think of course something should happen, right? But because we are atoms and energy and particles, and of course we are energy, basically, like we are energy, so energy doesn't die, energy kind of get transformed. And so maybe I don't know how it's going to happen. There is should be like some kind of transformation. But definitely I don't believe in heaven and hell and eternal life. And no, it's not appealing, that idea. Even if it is it, like I don't want it. It sounds like mm-mm.
Yeah, I feel yeah. So the next question is, what if you're given a chance to live forever?
Yeah, I will just, I don't know, say like I don't want to live forever. That also sounds like very boring. Like forever is like something that I don't believe in. Things change. You need to constant change, like context, ideas. Like you cannot just live forever. It sounds like a little bit boring to me. And also, I will. That will also imply that you will see like the rest of the people like gone. So you are gonna have like family members and these kind of things. They're gonna start dying, and you're living forever, and you're gonna be seeing how everybody can just kind of get some rest. Because sometimes also like existence is a little bit of a burden. As I can see it, or as the way I have experiences, like sometimes existence is, it can be very challenging and very tough, and you have to deal with some stuff. And especially I'm saying, as I mentioned before, I was bipolar, I am bipolar. And sometimes I can go into very, very, very dark places where I really, really struggle with that question, like what's the point, what's the purpose. And also like I'm a little bit like nihilist. So it's like I don't know.
So, what if you have only 3 months to live?
If I have only 3 months to live, I will probably keep living, you know? There is no reason to rush or to do something exotic. Maybe, of course, if I have like a dream or something that I want to accomplish, I will go for it, right? Because I'm running out of time. So let's say that I want to, I don't know, travel, go to Thailand, or I don't know, Bhutan. So I said, like, okay, if this is one of my dreams, I will do my best to just achieve it before I pass, right? So that's what I will do. But apart from that, like if I don't have anything special in mind at the moment, or if I'm just, for example, right now, like I'm very peaceful, like I think I have already kind of traveled a lot. I had already see so many things. So at the moment, if they tell me like, okay, you have 3 months to live, I will probably just keep on living. Or maybe if I have enough savings, I'm just gonna quit my job and just enjoy my life and do whatever I want. Maybe dance a lot, like meeting friends, like enjoy, like probably I will travel. Yeah, that's probably what I will do if I have enough money. Or maybe I can even go a little bit meaner. Maybe I can ask for a loan or something and just get the money and bye bye. But I know it's not so easy, and I know I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so it's not like,
Well,
no.
I would definitely dance with you.
I would love to. That would be
Yeah.
great.
So if you have a pen and a paper and you only have 3 minutes to live, what would you write?
That was a tough question that actually till now I haven't been able to answer. I was thinking and thinking. The first thing that comes to my mind, that was something that I read once. It was like a little kind of flyer. It says just like enjoy space. I think it's a very short sentence. Um, and I know the word enjoy could be like a little bit like, I don't know, it's when somebody said like relax, enjoy, and you are like
Yeah.
in the middle of a tense situation. It's not just like, okay, so I'm gonna enjoy. It's like a little bit of an order, right? When you say an order, but maybe that will be what I will just write, just like enjoy space, just relax, enjoy space. I know it's not so easy, and I don't know, but that would be what I will say. Because yeah, 3 minutes is not enough time to write. Like, maybe like sometimes it's like maybe I need to think a little bit harder about the question, because some very short ideas or like big ideas can be summarized in like very short sentences. Like, for example, when they say like, the only thing I only know in Spanish, so the translation might not be like accurate, but when they say like, the only thing I know is that I don't know anything. So this kind of things. It's like very short sentence, but it's like, okay, that makes you wonder. And I think that was great. Like maybe that would repeat the same sentence, but it has been already told. So maybe I will try to look for something different. But till now, I haven't been able to come up with my own idea.
Well, that's actually quite beautiful, the one that you said
Mhm.
earlier.
Mhm.
How often do you think about death and dying?
Not so often. Actually, uh, I don't really think about those things that much. I have thought about them in different points of life, but I think that we already covered those in the previous question. So lately, I just think about it whenever they mention it. Like whenever somebody says something about related, like for example, when I was doing some grocery shopping before this interview, and the taxi driver were actually talking about when the his wife passed away not so long ago, and we start talking about this topic,
Yeah.
and we were discussing about how the doctor handled the situation, and
Yeah.
so only when it is around, when somebody is thinking about it. But it's not that I think about that often, because it's just there, like there is nothing to
Yeah.
think about it. And actually, I forgot to mention like a moment when I was very close to death. I was hit by a car, and I had like a very bad accident. So I remember back then it was also like a point that is like, okay, life comes and goes, like uh but it's fine, at the end there is not too much to think about it. Now when I have like some more clarity about what I think about those topics, because of course before I used to struggle with this a lot, like existence and questionings. So yeah.
So how prepared are you uh to die or with dying?
I think I'm prepared. Like, to be honest, I think I don't have any regrets or any remorses. I think I have like good relationship with the people that are surrounding me, my friends, my family. I don't have any debts. Yeah, honestly, that's also important. If I die, like maybe the only concern is that I want to, but yeah, maybe my fantasy about being eaten is not possible. So I would like to have that clear by the moment when I die. Maybe just like a document when it says like, okay, I want to at least donate my vital organs that can be useful for somebody else, or these kind of things. Maybe I'm missing this part, right? To make a will or something like this. Not with the things I have, because honestly, I don't have that many properties or nothing to fight about after I'm gone. But yeah, maybe just leave a statement about what I want them to do with my body and with my things, because I know it's a little bit of a conflicted situation for the people that stay alive, right? Family members, friends, you die and they have to deal with you. So I think just to make them easy, to make it easier for them, it will be nice to just maybe write a will or something like this. Maybe that's the part that I'm missing. But apart from that, I think I'm ready. Like basically, I have enjoyed my life. I have gone through many things, but I have also learned a lot. So I think it's like the way I see it, if this reincarnation kind of thing goes on, like if it is the case and that's what happens, I think I'm ready. And yeah, let's see how it goes. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think that much about it.
So we only have like 3 minutes left.
Okay.
We can use this for like just breathing and just talking. I'll cut this off from the recording, the last 3 minutes, and then
Okay.
start the next one. Seriously.
Okay. Okay.
It's very-
Okay.
How like wow, yeah, when you told me that part when you like got hit
Uh-huh.
and we talked, I was like, whoa, how did it happen? Because you were probably recovering at that time, and I was kind of
Yeah.
worried. Yeah.
How did it happen? It was just an accident. I was crossing like the street and the car just, it was raining a little bit. The car didn't stop and I was just hit by the car. But of course, the tough part was like the recovery, because I didn't pass. I'm still here, which
Yeah.
is like a good blessing. And it was a great lesson. Like I need to, my both my knees were broken, also
Shit.
my shoulder. So I basically have to, first of all, stay in bed for a long time,
Shit.
then depend on my mom again. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't even able to go to the toilet and do this kind of basic stuff. So I was very, very frustrated, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the recovery part, that is basically learning how to walk again.
Yeah.
But all of that process is nothing that I regret or nothing that I don't know. I think it was just an experience that it's not that I had to live this kind of experience, but it was very nice. The
Yeah.
process, the whole process for my mind, for my body as well. So yeah.
And now you're back to walking again.
Yeah, I'm back to walking. I feel very blessed as well, because maybe the story would have been different if I won't be able to walk, because I love walking. Like as I said, I'm a
Okay.
traveler. For me, traveling is not about the distance, it's not how far you go or
Yeah.
anything. It's just about walking. Sometimes all you need is just go for a walk to get some clarity, or to, I don't know, some space in your own mind. Sometimes all you need is walking, and you walk around and you get some inspiration. You can go to the nature, or you can go and see the people. Sometimes it's just very inspiring, right? If you are like locked at home and so, and then you don't have the opportunity to walk, that will be frustrating. But maybe, I don't know, there will be like alternatives that are like wheelchairs or different things that could have been helpful. Like maybe there was also no facility, but I will be very, very frustrated. So maybe my mood and my positive view about it, it wouldn't be the same if the
So this is the next question. How prepared do you think are your loved ones and your friends are if you ever pass?
uh-huh. I'm not sure about that answer, because of course I don't know them. Sometimes I feel that they still fear a little bit like that, and so because of course we have different perspectives about what is going to happen about these things. Because of course I don't believe in God anymore like I used to before, and I appreciate all the teachings. And Jesus was a rock star that gave us a lot of lessons, very valuable and stuff. But apart from that, I don't really believe in those things. So we have different points of view. Sometimes I feel a little bit like overprotected. But I understand because, of course, I have bipolar disorder. I like to travel. Sometimes I put myself in like kind of risky situations. So sometimes it's too much because they are like worrying too much. But I think it's normal. Of course, nobody wants to see a loved one or a family member like pass away, correct? So I kind of understand the thing. But on the other hand, I also think that I have been like very clear about like what I think and how less or how little I care about these kind of things. So maybe some of them are already be okay with me dying. Even though it's gonna be sad, of course, because I feel like I feel a lot of love surrounding me. Um, so yeah, this is like very hard to tell. And regarding preparation, I don't think they need that much preparation except by the will that maybe I should start working on about what I'm gonna do, not about my properties and stuff, because as I mentioned, I don't have any, but about my body and the way I want to be treated, like my body after I'm gone. So maybe that's the only thing. And apart from that, I think they are prepared. Like I think they know me enough to understand that I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of death. Uh it sounds like too much because of course everybody is somehow. So it's not like I'm completely like over this fear because there is always a little bit there. Of course, it's the unknown, what is gonna happen, where I'm gonna go, blah blah blah. But since I don't really care too much about it, maybe they already have some ideas or some clues about that it's gonna be fine. Like like I died, uh, and I also have scared them a couple of times with accidents and things like this
Yeah.
and traveling and. I was in Ukraine when the war started, so everybody was
Oh,
very
yes.
worried and this kind of things. So yeah, so it's like I think they know how I am, and I think they will be okay with it, especially if it is not traumatic, right? If it is not
Yeah.
like through a long sickness period or through a lot of suffering. If it is just like an accident or something that just happened, I think it will be easier. Or I don't know if I think sometimes it's easier for people to deal with that if it is like a long or like a suffering process with sickness. But actually, I hope I don't have to go through this. I would rather prefer like an accident, something like quick, bye bye, and not that much pain. But yeah, let's see.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
I don't think too much about it.
So, how would you be remembered if you die at this point in your life?
Uh, I think I will be remembered like a very friendly person. I think no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter the context, I think I'm a very friendly person, and I think that most of the people that I have the opportunity to meet, maybe they will be, I don't know, they will remind me like as a good friend because I think I am. It's not that I put too much effort into be a good friend. It's just the way I am. I cannot do anything against it. It's just my nature.
You're definitely a good friend.
Yes, I don't know about it. I don't know. Like I don't know. Sometimes you don't know if you are doing like a favor or not because sometimes you just maybe give a little piece of advice to someone, but maybe the outcome is not exactly as you expected, and this kind of things. Those things may happen, but at least like what is clear is like the good intention. I think I always try to work from my intentions. Like okay, I try to be good according to my heart and according to my beliefs and what I think is morally and ethically so correct. Because that's another thing. I don't believe in these kind of things that there's something right or something wrong.
So, if you have a choice, if you have a choice on how you'd want to be remembered, how would you want to be remembered by people, the world, your family, your friends? How would you?
How I would like to be remembered. Uh I would like to be remembered as a good friend, I think, as a good friend, and I think also like as an adventurer. I would like to be remembered like this pioneers in whatever the field it is, like this kind of people that is remembered because they, I don't know, they inspire. I would like to inspire people to do things. When I think about my job and my friends and everything, all I can see is like potential to improve, potential of people like having lots of talents, lot of energy, lot of good things, and maybe I would like to be remembered as this kind of coach. I think it's like a someone who help you to get better, to be better, to be happier. So maybe that's what I would like to be remembered. Like also if I can help people to, I don't know, kind of get some of my example to take like challenges to go out of the beaten path, like
Yeah.
to think different, to see things from a different angle. It's not about who is right or who is wrong, because that's the thing. For example, that's the problem with religions, right? With most of them,
Yeah.
like people who is religious, for example, with this war between Palestine and Israel and these kind of things, like they're fighting, they have the same God apparently. So it's like just silly, and I just don't get it. Sometimes I just don't get it. But I would like to be remembered as like, yeah, this person who was also very peaceful. I think I would like to be remembered as a peaceful person who brought some kind of light, like some kind of like a coach, like this kind of person who kind of push you a little bit, but just to be better. And I think also like as a good listener, I think I'm also like a good listener. So I would like to be remembered as this kind of person.
I wish you were closer because I already see you as all of those.
Oh, you are so nice. And yeah, maybe it's because we are friends. I guess we
Yeah.
already have the opportunity to meet. And even if we don't like talk that
Yeah.
often and so like we don't need to, like we are gonna
Yeah.
talk probably in 1 year and it's gonna be the same connection, because that's what I do. Like I create connections,
Yes.
right? It's like the bridge, like
Very deep connections too.
yeah,
Yes.
it's true. Sometimes they are very deep, even if we, for example, met for a very short period of time,
Yes.
the connection is just there because the experience
There.
was so open. I'm also like very open. Like you can
Yes.
see me and I'm gonna always answer like with the truth or what I think, or like it's like I'm very transparent. It's very, very easy to see through me.
So this since you don't believe in religion, this next question might be like a theoretical thingy.
Okay, yeah, sure. And
Yeah.
I'm also kind of pan-religious, like pan, like
Yeah.
I like all religions. It's
Yeah.
not like I hate religions. I think they are fine the way they are.
Yeah.
And people find a lot of like relief in no matter the path that you choose is fine. The only thing that is not fine is fighting against that because I think it's silly. But apart from that, I think it's like religions are all good and I don't mind. Like I can go to the church,
Yes.
Christian, Catholic, I can go to a mosque, I can go to wherever, and with fully respect and just to learn a little bit of these traditions and rituals and stuff that I think they're very, very beautiful. Like actually,
That's
I
right.
really do. Mhm.
So the question is, if past life, if there's such a thing as a, past life, what do you think were you in your past life?
I think I was something like a cat kind of thing, maybe like a big cat, like a maybe a lion or something. If it is in this regards that we change through species. Uh, about humans, I don't think so. Like, I don't know who I could be. Like, maybe a famous character. I don't know. I don't know. It would be nice, like some kind, like a pioneer in whatever the field. But I don't have any particular in mind. But that would be cool. Like, just to be pioneer in
Yeah,
something. If it is just like animals and energy, I think my energy is kind of cat. I'm like very into my world. I do what I want and whenever I want, and this kind of cat attitude. I like to be pet and this kind of
yeah.
things. So maybe like, yeah, maybe a lion, I think is the easiest answer. And
Oh,
also it's my zodiac sign, so maybe it's like connected somehow.
Leo.
Yeah,
Yes. Tomorrow is August 1st, right?
yeah.
All right. So if you have a choice to, to be what you can be in your next life, what would you want to be?
Okay. If it was up to me, I would rather go with Nirvana and leave this samsara behind. I'm kind of tired sometimes. Sometimes I feel like it's like, of course, I can keep doing it. I can live again and again and again and
Yeah,
again. I have no problem because one way or another, it's always fun. But if you give me the chance, I will say like, I'm quitting. Just like enough. I don't want to go through this again. I'm kind
yeah,
of tired.
like
But I don't know
toodles.
then what will happen, because then what? Maybe nothing. I don't know. As I mentioned, maybe I'm a little bit of a nihilist, so maybe there is nothing after that, and maybe nothing happened, and so on.
Mm.
But yeah, if it is the case, that will be the answer.
So this one, you might have already answered this one a while ago, but I would like to
Mhm,
ask this again because there's so many ways to
mhm.
like, so many ways to die. So if you can choose a way to die, how would you like it to happen?
Ah, if you ask me right now, I will do it something like I don't know if you are familiar with the concept of a Russian roulette. This thing
Oh,
that you have a gun, and these ones that have like the spinning, I don't know the name in English, the thing that you spin and you have one bullet, and then you spin it, and then you have a group of people, and then you say like, who's gonna shoot you, or who's gonna, like something like this, like fun. And
yeah,
then it's gonna be just one shot. Bye.
yeah,
I will do something like this. If it was up to me as well, it would be like in a powerful situation, like maybe, I don't know, if I was the leader or something important, let's say like Putin or something like this, and let's say like, okay, let's fix this war. Who is gonna win this war, for example?
Mhm.
So yeah, let's do it. I'm ready to do it. So let's do it fun, and I'm gonna stand for, I don't know, humankind, of course, and maybe that's the way I will decide to die. But yeah, something like painless, like I don't want to go through sickness or cancer or these things that you have to go through a lot of suffering. I think that's not necessary. If it was up to me, just quick. Another thing that I have thought before, like it's not a new thought, it's like an old thought. I remember when what was the September 11 in the United States, that was like a big event
Yeah,
when many people die. I also have had that thought before, to live in a kind of conjunctural moment in history, right? Just be
yeah,
part of it. Like, okay, even if it is massive and maybe I was just one of the millions of people who died, but I was there, I died in that accident,
yeah,
hopefully quick and without that much suffering, but that will be also very cool.
yeah. Beautiful, actually. So,
Yeah, be
yeah,
part of history somehow. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
It sounds like cool.
Do you want to be remembered?
I don't know. I guess so. I guess everybody wants to. I think it's the way to kind of, I wish I have like the opportunity to maybe like transmit or transfer ideas that maybe can help to the humanity, right? So if I will have the opportunity to be remembered, that would be great. Maybe by sharing some ideas, maybe by generating change, right? It's just like what I like to do is just kind of generate some change. And maybe that would be the way how people would remember me. Anyways, like as history has shown, like sometimes you are remember about something and maybe it was not the real thing, and maybe then you get like lost in history and interpretation, and maybe I don't want to be remembered like something evil or mean or anything. and maybe it could be what happened, because sometimes you have ideas and maybe they are good for the moment, but then you realize that maybe they were not so good. And then if I am remember about like something like bad, I wouldn't want to be remembered for bringing something bad to humanity.
Okay, so this is probably the second to the last question.
Okay.
And you can answer this however you like.
Mhm.
So, what can you say about the current system that we have towards death and dying?
I think it should be more open. It should be less religious center, because somehow I think it doesn't make sense. Like for example, if I am suffering for whatever the reason, like maybe I'm sick, fighting against cancer, or maybe I don't know, I'm just very very depressed that I cannot handle life anymore. I don't know, maybe I'm tired, just super tired. I should be able to go with the euthanasia, like just to kill myself, like in a soft, controlled way, like by my will. I think that should be possible because it's my choice, right? I am the one who decide if I want to keep living or not. And I feel that sometimes we are kind of pushed just to keep on living just because we have to. I don't know how much of it is like cultural background or just like religious background or maybe just political system and so, but I think there should be more freedom, definitely more freedom about what do we want to do. Like for example, in my case, that I would like to be eaten. I know it's crazy, I know it's strange, I know, and it's not, doesn't mean that I'm supporting cannibalism or anything crazy like that. No, 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 but it's just the way I think I should be able to decide,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day nobody has like a last, like a final truth about what is going to happen after life. So if I want to believe that, I don't know, maybe I want to get drawn, or I want to, I don't know, whatever I want to do, like I should be able to have the freedom to decide.
Yeah,
And that's the only thing.
I totally feel that.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
are kind of pushed just to keep on living. And I'm saying that it's not that I regret it, because at some point when I was in a very dark place, like trying to struggle, like trying to fix or to make sense of my own life, my own existence, at some point it was too much. Like I was under medication, under things, and they put me in the hospitals and so. And it's like, yeah, let's save her. But maybe, I don't know, I'm blessed and I'm happy that it happened. It doesn't mean that I regret it or anything. But at some point, if I cannot handle anymore, I should be able to be free and decide how I want to die and what I want them to deal with my body, like the way they I'm supposed to be dealt with.
I share the same feelings about it. So
Yeah.
this is probably the second to the last.
Ah, okay. You came up with a new question.
Yeah. So I know I asked you this from the very beginning of the interview, and I don't know if something transpired between, a few minutes ago to now, but I
Yeah.
would like to ask you again, who are you?
Okay, who am I? Now it's getting difficult again after this talk. Who am I? I'm just a human being. Yeah, that's who I am. I'm a human being. Just that, like I'm a human being trying to do my best, trying to go to work, trying to keep on living, but that's who I am. I'm just a human being.
And this is the last question. I promise this is
Okay.
the last. Um, Complete the sentence. When I die,
When I die, I want to be free. Maybe that's what would happen. Maybe I will be free from everything. So yeah, maybe. But yeah, when I die, I want to be free from my own existence. Like,
it's beautiful. And this is probably it. We have 5 minutes more to talk and catch up.
okay, yeah.
But I'll end the recording now so that we can catch up. And